So, like I said, we had to try to find something. So try to get Brian to get some glory tonight. So if anything bad happens, don't blame me. Blame Brian.
Words to live by.
Yes, words to live by. All right. So where did we leave off last session? So anything happened in between as you guys are heading towards Siberia at all? Is there anything that? Tell me how you got everything set up with now that Mother is in the Stagecoach.
Is there like because we were talking about is there a place big enough for her? Like, does it just adapt to her?
You're able, the Stagecoach is able to put something in place, and there is some concern that some of the other denizens of the Stagecoach have. A lot of the other legends understand the necessity of it, of recruiting her, but there is some level of taint that seems to slowly be emanating out from wherever she is.
I would definitely. I think I wrote this, but we definitely keep the three caboose and the two and the two Metis factories. We just keep them away at all times.
Okay.
I don't even want her to even realize that they're the ones who are there too early. In case she's harboring any ill feelings about stealing her baby boy away.
Okay.
And yeah, I just I'll probably spend time in and out quite a bit, giving her the only thing that she wants. It's her son.
Barney?
Yep.
Has Wu acquired a bow yet?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you've gotten a bow. It's nothing fetished or anything, but
that's right. I got a quiver full of fetished arrows. So
yeah, arrow talons technically, but
yeah, taloned arrows. I've had like this archery ranking for like 3 years now. I finally get to use it potentially.
The professor comes to you also, Bob, and states that if needed, he said there is a way that we can kind of do a microcosm of what happens with the triad. He said, I can create some sort of wraparound of Mother to stop the spread of that worm taint. Eventually, it could end up taking over the entire Stagecoach.
Sure. If you think that.
He says, I understand that she, he says, I understand she's not doing this on purpose, but her mere presence of rank 6 black spiral dancer can infect a lot of things. And that's just what the worm does.
I know. Why I just wonder why it's so much stronger. No insult to every other tribe here, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But we can do it.
It's more the actual aspect of what the worm does. It's more pervasive. It does what it does. It's entropy. It rots out what it does, and it's the same thing that you have if you have a basket of apples and there's one apple that's rotten, that will eventually affect all the other apples. Okay. It's not that one apple is stronger. It's just what it represents is more pervasive.
Does was it the Silent Strider? Who was the one that was studying the triad?
That was the Octana. Seeking Path.
And Kate.
Yeah, and Kate. Yeah.
Does Do you think he can glean any knowledge from Mother?
Any what?
What?
What did you say?
Do you think he can glean any more knowledge for his studies from Mother?
Frankly, he feels he said if she's willing to talk to him, then he would go in her area of the Stagecoach and be with her.
I'd ask my mother if she would talk to him. I would allow. I don't care really.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But I think it's worthwhile to still look into it.
She says she'd be willing to talk to him just about, what the worm stands for, but she's not going to give him any secrets on her tribe or anything.
I nod. I don't think that's. I think he just wants to get the worm back to where it was. So yeah, the professor and him are allowed in and out. Everybody else we'll keep distance.
Yeah, Kate keeps Liam as far away from his mother as possible.
She might want to hold the baby.
No.
If you run dry, she's got some titties.
And I know Mike's not here to play him, but Wu is really furious with Phil, because Phil said that after Bob went into the Black Spiral pit that he'd be able to open a bridge for us to go get him, and now because he didn't follow through on that, like, Francesca lost her life in a really horrible way. So like Wu was really not happy with Phil right now.
Okay.
We could actually hope she lost her life. That would actually
Exactly.
be a blessing.
That would be the best thing, exactly.
Or she
And that
could
all
just
happened
ride her way
because
out.
Phil misled us as to what he could do.
She can just
So,
ride her way out. Come on.
Yeah, Wu has been like angrier than you've seen him in a long time since the Black Spiral pit.
Wu actually had a good relationship with Francesca.
Yeah.
At least somebody did.
Not a Francesca fan there, Dale?
No, she was largely useless for just about everything we've needed her for. She pussyfooted around everything. But at least historically, and that would have been Enoch's perspective on her, not necessarily Chaska's. But also so Chaska would have told the group that it was my realization that sent Francesca into the pit to be there to help Bob out. I had no way of knowing what kind of deal they were going to strike as to how they were going to make that happen, but I knew that she'd be the one that was going to be able to sneak in and at least make it as far as was necessary. And then Chaska would also reference that, I don't know why Phil thought he was going to be able to get her out, but that was not something I was aware of.
All right, so it's been about 3 weeks, almost to the point where you guys eventually are able to get close enough to Siberia country.
So then we would have all gotten a new moon?
Yeah. So willpower, gnosis, and outrage, everything is filled back up again.
Sweet. I was just about to ask.
Sacred Ghost seems to be pretty amicable about almost to the point of being excited to actually run into the legendary Siberica. They're very insular. They're extremely insular. They're not even really a tribe. They're, as I say, they're like a mix between Silver Fangs and Wendigo.
Do they even still speak the Geru tongue?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's basically the only way we're going to be able to communicate with them.
Yeah, unless
because that's like
anybody else.
instinctual.
Yeah.
I didn't spend for Russian yet.
I have Russian, but I don't know if they'll speak it or not.
High Lord Bellaforth seems to be completely ambivalent about this, almost to the sense of passive hostility about the idea of going here. But he still is, he's a rank 6 Silver
Is he
Fang. No, he's the Silver Fang.
Oh, the Silver Fang. Sorry, yeah.
And he's not outwardly hostile to it. He just is not offering up any help or advice about this. He seems to be talking under his breath a few times about, we might as well just find, a Wendigo, because there's almost to a point of that he's a Silver Fang. He's the Silver Fang legend amongst you, and there is almost to a point of whoever you get from the Siberica is almost a challenge to his leadership and royalty, almost, as the legends are, is that the Siberica are more pure than the Silver Fangs of the 1800s.
And when you say more pure, do you mean like more
More of a straight tree?
Yeah.
More of a straight tree, but also, more of a
Like, do these hills have eyes, Barney?
Yeah. More of a straight tree, but also more noble. Like they're considered like, so like if you had a Siberica and a Silver Fang, leading the charge, people would pay attention more to the Siberica than they would the Silver Fang. So
what's his pure breed?
Oh, it's still high. All of them are high. That's not the pure breed. Isn't the issue? It's the
Okay.
the issue of legend status. The issue of heroics. The issues of like the branch of the Silver Fangs broke off for them centuries ago.
Bob's never heard of them.
They're legend. They're basically just as legendary as Summer Country is, just as legendary as Harrogate is. Most people think Harrogate was actually just a myth itself for a while. So that's the same with the Siberica. So very hard to get a hold of. Physically, people know the geography of how to get there, but once you kind of get in their area, they're almost like Harrogate. They're like the entire tribe. They won't be found unless they want to be found. Eventually, like I said, about 3 weeks into it, you eventually, you guys get to a point where you're able to get a cairn from a Wendigo cairn, now probably a Stargazer cairn, in closest that you can get to, and you're able to journey north from the from the steppes of Mongolia, and your travel for a good week or so through permafrost and ice. The spirit. What's that?
I said, I assume in that time, Kate has been getting back into fighting shape.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and just to be clear, we would have dedicated the bow and the quiver so that he can transform into things with them.
All right. Eventually, the stagecoach stops to and the mayor says, "This is as far as I can go without being allowed to come in. We're now at the Bon of the closest Siberica cairn that we've given information for. So who
I was going to
decides
say,
to
without
go?
Phil here, I would say Chaska. This is, these are your people.
Huh.
I meant Wendigo, not Sue.
So wait, I'm sorry. Then we're going to the Wendigo cairn, or we're going to
The Siberica
Yeah,
cairn.
the Siberia.
Siberica, but they're cousins at least.
So what do we have? Bob, Woo, Kate, Chaska. I mean, I wouldn't, but I mean, Bob's ranker here. Yeah.
Yeah. Aren't you organizing this stuff? Isn't this something with the totem?
Not that I was. I mean, not unless Barney has said something different. I wasn't aware there was.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Yeah,
All
I mean, the title is what it is, but not, other than that, I'm.
All right.
I mean, if it makes sense from a spiritual perspective for me to take lead, I'll take lead.
I mean, we're just stepping off of the stagecoach. You know how Bob is. He gets out, he howls, "I'm here," and that's how he sort of deals with things.
Well, so okay, so knowing that might be how he might deal with things. I would probably talk to who would be the expert. Whose idea was it to come here?
It was Sacred Ghost.
So then I would take note from Sacred Ghost to find out like what's the best way to like show up at the door.
He says, I think we just follow. We follow the direction of where we feel the strongest font of where the strongest sense of where the center of the cairn is. And
is it better to step out and kind of give a high announce our prints, or given that they probably aren't going to want to be found, we're not going to find them unless they want us to find them? Would it be better just to like walk out calm and cool and?
They know we're able to send word ahead of time, so we know where we're heading towards, and we know the person we're looking for. Their legend is named First Spear.
And we've insulated the worm smell, haven't we? So, you know.
Out of the stagecoach, yeah.
Does the stagecoach radiate worm?
Not so much yet. Maybe just tiny hints of it, but it's not enough to be considered a threat.
Okay.
That's another piece of why the mayor decided not to go any further in, because at least he's on the edge of the bond. It's not considered trespassing.
Okay.
Well, I'll go to Lupus, and I'm the scout. So I guess I'll scout ahead.
So before we head out, I got this goddamn gift. I'm gonna goddamn use it.
Is this the one?
Well, who's gonna do Song of Heroes?
Is it the one you used last week? Well, 2 weeks ago as well.
Yeah. Before we were gonna go into the Black Spiral pit that we never went into.
Yeah. Well, somebody went into it.
Yeah, somebody went into. He's gonna do Song of Heroes, and tell an epic story to get everybody psyched up and ready to go.
Hey Barney, I'm gonna go ahead and do Luna's armor.
Okay.
Just because if they're not happy to see us, I'm out front.
I would also go ahead and do since and I'm going to use the time that Wu is telling the story. I'm going to go ahead and do Omen of Truth.
Okay.
To get a sense of like what is the correct action in this position.
All right, go for it. Roll.
I need to know difficulty.
Is it rolling against something or no? Just difficulty of a 7.
And Barney, for mine, I'm going to use a willpower. Okay.
Okay.
My Song of Heroes.
Well, you got 1 success.
Okay. Well, technically it's 2 because I have Iron Resolve, which turns my willpower successes into 2.
Oh,
Very
cool.
nice.
So technically it's 2 successes. So everybody can raise a single ability by 1 for the game.
All right, Kate, and your Luna's armor, so you get 5 successes on that?
Yeah.
All right.
So it's 5 extra dice for soaking.
Okay. And Omen of Truth, 4 successes.
I'm gonna apply my woo thing to leadership in this case.
Okay.
I think I'll do it to expression if I have to talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to do it to alertness.
All right.
I'll do mine to intimidation.
Okay.
Of course you
And
are.
when we step outside, afterwards, I'll go to Krinos, and I'll do and from Krinos, I'll do Luna's armor.
All right. I'll send you the Omen of Truth message, Dale.
Stamina survival. This will be the 7.
Otherwise, Dale.
I'm gonna do Shadow of the Rat Barney. Lowers my stamina. Rolls.
Oh, it did. Oh, I forgot. You know what? I need to re-roll. I didn't do it as a Krinos. I made the wrong roll.
So your thing, the Omen of Truth, is allows you to make sure that people are. It makes sure that you kind of, what is it, to give you a hint, or what was it again?
Okay. Here I'll
I'll just take it.
The player spends gnosis. The gift. Let's see. Are some called upon at easy decisions? If things were so simple, the Philodox would not be needed. Yeah, when it comes down to it, even the judge could use a hint now and then. By making a moment to look around, by taking a moment to look around, the wise Garu may see if the fall of a leaf or a path of the butterfly can answer what he seeks. Basically, just looking for what is the best way to approach these guys.
Okay.
And is it all like snowed in, like snowdrift and?
Yeah.
All right, then I'll do surface attunement so that I can walk on the snow.
All right.
Because I'm woo, and that's what I do.
Barney has got 9 extra soak dice.
Jesus. Okay. All right. As you guys are still kind of doing your thing, Kate, you're going up first, and as you head up, as you guys takes you about half hour or so walking through the snow. Well, it takes Woo. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Woo, can you mind speak us to Kate?
Yeah, I can mind speak.
Yeah, no, yeah, you end up no. You can't walk on the snow at all. You're trudging.
Actually, that was the wrong roll. I need to.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, that was the wrong roll.
It says Luma's armor. Okay, I see.
Yeah, which I'd actually already done the Luna's armor roll. That was a mistake. Well, if you scroll up, you can see I did the Luna's armor already.
All right. Okay.
That was a mistake. Sorry about that. Surface attunement is Dex Athletics, difficulty was 6. 3 successes for surface attunement.
Okay. All right. You see, heading up, you see that.
Sorry, did we get mind spoken?
Yeah. Do I need to roll for that?
No, I think just for the sake of the story, you'll just do it. That's fine.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I only have to roll for it if somebody resists it.
Okay.
Okay, so hey, Kate,
Yeah.
we have to show humility in this situation.
I did it with Broken River. I can do it here.
Oh, so how many people are going? I need to spend a
But-
willpower point for everyone going.
I think it's just you guys. There's no NPCs to make it
Yeah.
easier.
4 of us.
Thank you,
Okay, so
Chaska, for the
it'll be
wisdom.
Yeah.
3. Spending all my willpower on you guys.
That's good. Then maybe get some glory for a battle scar. Then who knows?
Exactly.
You see that picture of that image. That's what you see, kid, as you move up further up. You see it looks like a giant ice structure.
I'll approach cautiously. Look for an entrance. Look for a guard.
You see up on the press on the top of him would be like the wall of it. You see, I would say maybe 30 or so of those guys.
All right, I'll tuck my tail and approach cautiously. Basically doing what Chaska says, showing humility.
As you do that, you see that also approaching the wall. You see, about a few scores of white wolves as well, who seem to be watching you from the wall.
Whoa, we
Okay.
stepped in manga.
You type in wolves and ice, you don't get a lot of.
Should just go D&D Winter Wolves.
That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
then you end up getting pictures of like Winterfell and Game of Thrones stuff. So,
Well, Wu is Doki and I am Kawaii, so we'll be fine.
do you guys actually know those characters? Are they no?
No.
Okay, just making sure. I hoping they're just random.
I know kawaii. What's doki?
I don't know. It's something that's supposed to be like cute anime. Something.
You're definitely kawaii.
Doki is poop.
Eventually, the rest of the troop eventually kind of gets towards the wall, and you guys also see the same thing as Kate sees.
Yeah, I'll keep moving ahead, seeing if I can find some place where I'm allowed in. If I start sensing tension, though, I'll stop.
You sense cold indifference. They don't seem to be aggressive, but they don't seem welcoming at all either.
Okay. As long as they don't start shooting arrows at me, I'll keep moving forward.
Eventually, once everybody kind of gets closer up to it, you see this man. You'll see it on the right of the guard picture. Approach the wall. And he looks down at the 4 of you, and he leaps. He leaps from the wall and lands, crashes down. The 150 feet drop. It's about 15 stories tall is what the walls are. And he crashes down and
Yeah, it's plated in the fridge.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
And he he stands in front of all of you, and you guys can sense there's some sort of intimidation about him. Not so much a gift, but just his presence. And
What's the legend's name?
first spear.
Here.
First Spear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since Chaska told us to come in humble, Wu's just standing there kind of like in prayer position with his head down, but in Krenos and standing on the snow and ready. But
Yeah, I would just generally make sure that everybody's like weapons are away. Nobody's got any weapons out.
My hands are folded behind my back. All I do is I avert my gaze slightly.
Yeah, Kate's in lupus, so she does keep her head down.
Okay. You sense from him not hostility, but definitely there's a strong territorial aspect about him. He has a good distance away, a long enough distance where he can defend himself if one of you attack. But
I say thank you for letting us this close.
he says, "We knew you were coming. The spirits told us about your arrival. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll get to meet with First Spear."
Do you understand our mission?
He says, "I understand what you're doing. I understand your mission. But now we have to decide whether or not that you have the right to be in front of our legend."
Tell us what trial we must accomplish, and it will be done.
You see him hold up that clave looking spear thing towards the wall, and he shouts out in he metamorphs his mouth to a human, and he says something in a language you don't understand. He yells it up to the top of the wall, and you hear some of the wolves howl, and you see some of the people start, yelling and cheering and waving their spears in the air. And he, for the first time, he seems to break his mask a bit, where you kind of see a true personality come through. And at that moment, specifically, Wu recognizes that this guy is a Galliard. And he says, "You see, they want the trial as well." And you hear everybody kind of like cheer.
I give Bob a side eye.
He says, he immediately says that First Spear is probably one of the oldest Gero that you'll ever see. And he's fought many battles in his time. He's lost many. He's been able to meet with witches and spirits and the winter winds themselves, and he's been able to accomplish every feat that's been put in front of him. And in order for anyone to have the audacity to stand in front of our great legend, you need to be at least able to prove your worth by accomplishing some of the tasks that he has in his lifetime. If you have the strength, if you have the wit, And if you have the heart to do half the things that he did, then we'd be willing to let you into our room.
Bob just nods.
We're here for a massive trial of our own, and we're willing to accomplish whatever deeds necessary to take down our enemy.
He takes his spear and he knocks it on the side of the wall, and he makes a giant leap up and lands on top of the wall 150 feet up, and you see the wall shake and shudder, and you see a door open up on the side of the wall that seems to be going straight down, almost like into like a basement of sorts.
I just mutter, "Oh, that's good. I don't think I was gonna be able to make that jump."
I mind speak to Bob is like, Wu says, I was actually kind of looking forward to giving it a shot.
Oh yeah, you got the kangaroo leap, don't you?
I got the one better than the kangaroo leap.
There's one
I got
better.
there's the 7-mile leap.
Freaking stargazers.
You should do it anyway and go up there and ask directions.
Yeah.
I guess they'll start hobbling towards the door.
All right.
I'm going to activate my staff,
Okay.
Barney.
All right.
Where's that roll? It's plus a quintessence and it's perception dodge.
I
And
guess I'll get to the entrance first and kind of look down.
All right. So you see that. You see it looks like it's almost like it's an underground labyrinthian maze underneath. And it's all ice.
I see.
Yeah. What's that?
I couldn't see what you were saying we saw.
Oh, there. Yeah, underneath to the left of the wolves.
So is there a minotaur down here somewhere, you think?
Do the four of you guys go? The four of you go in?
I am already.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we go in.
I'm going Krinos, and I'm breaking
God
out.
damn, I'm rolling like shit.
It's good,
I'm
man.
going-
You want to get that glory after all?
Claws of Frozen Death.
All right. As you guys journey in, you hear the ground close behind you, and the entire tunnel seems to be having its own effervescent light. As you get into the tunnels, you see that you get to a point where you see you get to a point where you end up seeing 3 crossways. The tunnel splits up into 3, and you see those 3 tunnels. You hear the voice of, you would, I guess, to be the gatekeeper, or you hear his voice kind of echo through the hallways, and he says, when First Spirit went through his rite of passage, he had to travel through 3 storms in order to save a nearly frozen cub. One of those storms blew through the north. One of those storms blew through the south. And one of those storms came off the ocean. Each one of these tunnels represents those storms. In order to safely pass through here and to get to that child and save them, you need to pass through the right storms.
Can I roll again? Can I do my what's it? Omen of Truth?
I'm not going to give you guys all the answers.
Do the caves have any?
Burning Gnosis?
Do the caves have any sort of direction-based, like north, south, east, or west sort of thing?
You see, one has you see one has 3 circles, one has 2 circles above it, and the other one has 4 circles above it.
I was gonna. I speak in mind speak. I was gonna suggest the northernmost one since he was saving someone from freezing. I guess he could. But now I don't know what the circles mean.
If anybody wants to roll any wits or any type of enigma, anything like that, I can send you guys. I can PM you some specific clues.
Yeah, I'll roll wits enigmas.
I'll do perception enigmas.
Let me look at my sheet. That probably will not be helpful.
Yeah, I don't have much in the way of enigmas.
What's the difficulty, Barney?
Get a difficulty of an 8.
Oh, God damn.
And this is also too. You guys probably Google it. It's just a basic riddle.
Chris.
That's cheating.
Oh, 3 successes.
I'm also going to spend a willpower.
All right.
And it looks like it's probably a good thing I spent a willpower. Yeah.
So what was it again? What did he say?
He said there was 3 storms that he had to go through. One was from the north, the other one was from the south, and the other one was off of the ocean.
Sounds like he's in Los Angeles.
And we have to find the true storm.
We have to go into the correct storms.
The one that's
So
got
I can tell you that basically what it is that whatever tunnel you go into first will then split up into. So say for instance you go into the tunnel that hypothetically you decide you pick the tunnel that has the 4 circles above it. Once you go through that tunnel, it'll split up into having 2 tunnels that split up with 1 circle above it and 3 circles above it. And if you pick one of those, then it'll split off into. So you have to pick the right sequence.
And how the hell are we supposed to even know what the right sequence would be?
All right, so
What would make the sequence right? What would qualify as being right?
All right, so you got 3 successes. All right, I'll text you something.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll text you something as well, Dill, with 1 success. Well, there's like another Brian Goldsmeyer.
Yeah. Who also lives in St. Louis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Is Brian spelled the same way?
I don't remember. It might be.
Because that would make it even more unusual because you
Yeah.
still use the Y.
We are related in some way, but it's like distant cousins, like grandparents were cousins or something like that.
I've got a lot of those down in St. Genevieve.
What did
Yeah, actually down around there, I have there's a bunch of Glosmeyers down around there.
All right, I just sent you guys both.
The storm from the ocean is east. Mine's
And the circles represent the different directions of the compass.
So remember, it was 4 circles, 3 circles, and 1 circle.
I thought it was 2, 3, and 4. It's 1, 3, and 4.
Oh, did I say 1, 3, and 4? Or did I say 2, 3, and 4?
You just said 1, 3, and 4 now. But before I thought you said 2, 3, and 4.
No, 1, 3, and 4.
It's 1, 3, and 4?
Yeah. We can always watch the video later and figure out what it's about.
Okay.
So wouldn't 1 be north, 3 be south, 4 be west? I would think north is 1, and then
South is
clockwise.
3. So that would, if you're going clockwise, then east would be
2.
2.
East would be an option that we didn't have.
But apparently,
You
the
said
one
off the ocean.
starts
We
in-
don't know which way the ocean is.
I thought
What?
Chaska just said the ocean storm was east.
yeah, that's what I just said.
Like that would where the ocean would be in Siberia, correct?
Yeah.
So we should go the one that says number. We should go number 2.
There's 1, 3, and 4.
Oh, it's 1, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So there's north, south, and west.
So then west would be, and if the ocean was to the east, then west would be the way without any storm.
But aren't we supposed to go into a storm to get somebody out?
Yeah. You have to follow the path. You have to follow the trail. You have to recreate First Spear's rite of passage to save the dying child,
The cub.
the dying cub. And he went through 3 storms. You have to follow the same path that he did.
Okay.
Well, if he's
So we're going to go down all of these. It's
You have
just
to find the right.
yeah.
No, if he went through all 3, he went through one, then the other, then the other.
Mhm.
So wait, what was
Maybe he started in the south.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If it's 1, 3, and 4, and it's
so he's
the
coming.
ocean was to the east.
Does that mean he's coming from the west?
I mean, it's possible.
With 3 successes, Brian, I'm going to send you another message because of that.
Okay.
I'll just give you another hint as well.
But he's got to
So
start in
we're gonna
the
be-
north or the south.
It's gonna be 3 hours later. We're like,
Because he'll go either south, east, then north, or northeast, then south. If he has to go through all 3. So we have a 50-50 shot of figuring out which way he started, either north or south.
Yeah. I just texted you, Brian. That's the same thing that Mark was just saying. Yeah.
Can I get a rage back, Barney?
Does that make sense?
Kate will go over and what about
I mean, the first sentence makes sense. I don't know exactly what you mean by the second part of the sentence.
Well,
But
yeah,
I already figured out that first part, that north and south can't be next to each other.
If you guys figure out which circles mean what, which one
Okay.
represents. You guys have to figure out which circle represents north, which circle represents east, and which circle represents south.
But you said it's the face of the compass, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And the point is that if he's traveling, it's like what Mark said, you can't go if you have south north or south next to each other, then he's just going up and down. So it has to be
He's starting either north or south, because then he's either going to go like this or he's going to go like this.
Yeah. So what's the layout of the tunnels and their numbers? How are they placed?
So
Draw it.
I'll draw it. Here, I'll draw it on top of these ice things. So basically, you have three tunnels. 1, 2, 3.
I'm not seeing the drawing.
It's on the snowflakes. One has a 1 circle on it. One has 3 circles on it. And the other one has 4
Oh, I didn't
circles
see it
on
that
it.
way. Okay.
And whichever one you choose will also then you'll go through and we'll have the same 3 tunnels. So you have to. So if you say hypothetically speaking, if you go through the 3rd tunnel. Say if you go through here, you're going to end up walking out. You're going to go out of it, and then you'll end up seeing. You'll end up seeing 3 more tunnels, almost like repeating each other. But you have to pick the right
order.
Right order.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty far north, so we know he ended up in the north. And so I think we should go in the one that is the south.
So I'm looking at a face of a compass right now, and there are dots on the compass. But they don't seem to like, wait, isn't somebody a Boy Scout here, Mark?
Nope.
Like, you'd be the most likely to be a Boy Scout, so.
Never.
I quit when we got to We Blow.
Brian's like, I refuse to blow.
I don't follow direction well.
I'm looking up a compass. I think Bob would be familiar with a compass, but other than knowing north, south, east, or west.
Yeah, that's the same with me.
Well, okay. Put it this way: if you've already decided, and you can just take a piece of paper, if you've already decided that you already know it's north, south, and east because you know the hint that the winds that's where the storm came from, then by default, then if you draw a picture of a compass, you can make west 2 dots because you don't have 2 dots on the other options.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I don't know how that guides our choice.
Well, I think we need to start in the south. So if west would be 2.
Why do you think we need to start in the south?
Because I think we need to end up in the north.
We're also assuming that we're going clockwise. What if they went counterclockwise? North was 1, west was 2, south was 3, and east was 4.
Well, knowing that the storm, yeah.
Because if 2's west and we're not using it, it makes sense why it's 1, 3, and 4. So basically, we have to choose between 1 and 3.
Yeah, because it doesn't give us an east tunnel. If we're if we're going with the 1, 2, 3, 4 clockwise.
Or maybe it's supposed to be counterclockwise, and we're not getting a west tunnel. We are getting an east tunnel.
Maybe we're so far north that the Mercury and it's all fucked up.
Maybe we'd be standing on the North Pole.
Yeah. Or
I guess
maybe one is simply one because that's where he started. Maybe we start at one.
Could be that simple. We doing one?
It's the best that I've got. If you're going to start a journey, you start with step one.
And Barney, I cannot try my gift again.
That first thing that I sent you, that answer for that is also there. After the humility piece.
Okay, so the other section that Barney sent was, so it's be humility and allow people to use their strengths. So which, like,
that Brian has the highest in enigmas, right?
yeah, I'm sure.
I have 3 in enigmas. Yeah.
Yeah, and also you're, as a stargazer, you're really chewing on this too. So
Yeah. Totally.
weakness.
We're gonna have to drag,
I'm thinking
we're gonna have to drag Woo with us.
Do you have another gift? Any other gifts to help you?
I got Cunning Koan, but I don't know if that would necessarily apply here. Like, nothing's necessarily hidden.
Can I make it 2?
Yeah.
Like the like if it like right. Let's see, where's the paintbrush? If you take our powers away, like right here, 'cause you know how there's like there,
Yeah.
and this way. So, can I make a door there?
Can you make a door?
I don't know. I'll kick the wall.
Smack. Go
I'm gonna Hulk smash.
So you guys are pretty much you guys have danced around the answer already. So it's not that it's. So basically, what it is that yes, you've all kind of. It's up to you if you guys just want me to give it to you and move forward. It's up to you if you guys want to.
I think we need to go east first. And so the reason is, so if we're looking down this tunnel, and this is the tunnel. Never mind. I just fucking backed out of my logic.
If the compass is counterclockwise, I think it works.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is no east if it is clockwise. We don't currently have an east option. 1 is north, 3 is south, 4 is west.
Of course, it could be confused. It could be upside down.
No, I'm not gonna. No, that's no. No. So yes, 1 is north, 3 is south, and 4 is west. That is correct.
4 is east.
Yeah, 4 is east. Sorry. Yeah.
4 is east?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is
Counterclockwise.
Yeah.
okay.
So if he's going to hit 3 storms, the only way you can hit 3 storms in a row going that way is if you were going up around the compass.
So that's why I said you either start in the north and move east and end at south.
Yeah.
Or you start in the south, move to the east, and end of the north.
I think you've got to end in the north because
Yeah.
he ended up here, which is the north.
So
Yeah.
we start with 3 then.
We start with 3. We start with the south.
Yep.
All right.
Cato will move forward through the 3.
Okay, good. That wasn't that much of analysis paralysis. That was good. So
Yeah, that's the tricky part with riddles. It's like, all right, how long?
I don't know. And how do you do it as a game master to allow like the players to think about it, or actually allow the skills of your characters to do it? So,
Right.
So eventually you guys. So you guys go through the door with the 3 circles on it, and through there, you're interrupted with 3 other choices. One that has 4, one that has 3, and one that has 1. Which door do you guys go through?
4.
4.
Yeah.
All right. As you go through 4, you come to 3 more tunnels. One is 1, one is 3, and one is 4. Which one do you go through?
1.
1.
1.
All right, you guys go through that, and you get to a point where you see the image of it looks like it's almost like a relief, almost like a porcelain relief of you seeing this noble werewolf, Krenos, with kind of like this light around him holding the spear. And you see a sequence of events of him picking up a child and wrapping it up in a cloth and heading off into a direction north to, looks like it's Cairn, that looks like the Cairn that you're in. That's like this big walled city. You hear the voice. You hear the voice come on and say that, unbeknownst to First Spear, that cub that he found was raised to be ended up raising to be a great warrior, and was able to go and save countless other cairns through the realm of the Silver Fangs, and grew into great renown. And First Spear was humble about it and didn't and allowed and this is just one event of many where he has been able to save many wayward cubs and be a mentor to the next 2, 3, 4 generations of heroes among the Geru nation. You see that the place opens up. He says, also, First Spear spent many times in through umbral quests and met many powerful spirits and royalty amongst his journeys. And at one point, he was able to help convince a powerful queen on making the right decision, on making the correct decision on which prisoner should be executed. And you come into a giant. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong. Okay, there it is. You guys come into, it looks like it's a giant throne room. You see in the throne room, you see this woman sitting at the throne, and amongst her is you count. You see 2 men in chains, and she looks up at the 4 of you, and she looks up at the 4 of you and says, "Ah, so my advisors come at last. Please, can you tell me what decision needs to be made? Which one of these is guilty of the crime?"
What is the crime and what is the case?
She looks down passively at this, and she says, "We had a woman murdered the other night. This one here. this one here, and she points to the man on the left in the red, says, "This is her lover, and he was the last one to see the woman alive, and he is now accused. And just recently, she was also caught. He caught her cheating on him with another person." And here to the left, and you see the man in the blue is her brother. And her brother is now being able to inherit the entire fortune of her family because he is the last living heir.
Barney, are there pictures for these guys that I'm missing?
No.
Okay.
I was learning the same thing.
Yeah. Just think red is the lover, blue is the brother.
So it's not West Virginia.
No.
I was gonna say Lannisters, but hey.
Yeah, right.
She says, "I would love to have anybody here with some level of social acumen to." I know you hear the voice of the Galliard say, "First Spear is not only great at war and wisest of our tribe, he is also a man of great social acumen and was able to make the correct decision in helping out the wayward queen on deciding a just fate that for
Hold on, Barney.
Yes.
Kate goes Hamid and walks over to the first one.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Okay.
I say in our heads, I go, that was the first one is the last person to see the
Supposedly.
one who was murdered alive.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any truth detection here?
Well, I've got a Ragabash gift that I use quite effectively on Madame Givens.
There you go.
Got her to admit something, so maybe I can get one of these guys to admit something.
Yeah, you guys always fuck up my games, don't you?
Well,
You guys are too powerful.
so my question, hey Barney, these guys are they Geru?
No, they're not Geru.
Okay, so
Wait, isn't Bob a lawyer? Or wait, is he just a funny?
I am. I was going to ask if I could roll the law to get an edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start there.
Yeah, this is your guys' strengths.
Yeah, and go ahead, Kate, and roll your thing too.
okay, well,
Is
it's going to be
wit law or intelligence law?
basically all I need to do is engage them in conversation. It's manipulation the target and the player each roll manipulation subterfuge, difficulty of each other's willpower. So in other words, I'll roll difficulty of his willpower, he's going to roll difficulty of my willpower. And basically
they want to hide something, right? Or
I'm going to take a quick bathroom break while you guys are getting the rolls together.
Sure. Sensing the truth is the purview of the half moon, but the trickster is adept at obtaining admissions of guilt, however accidental. By engaging in a conversation, heated or otherwise, user of this gift may make the target accidentally remark on that which he wishes to hide. The slip may only arouse already suspicious minds, but it may fluster the target enough to cause more tangible admissions of guilt, like a confession or an attack. So basically, we roll it. One success is a subtle slip, noticeable only to those already suspicious, while 5 would result in the spilling of damning information no judge would discount. So like Madam Gibbons botched, which is why she basically admitted exactly how she felt about us. Which was hilarious, by the way.
yeah.
What's my roll, Barney?
You're rolling what, intelligence law or wits law? What do you?
I can do either. Wits is better.
Okay. So roll your wits law. I say difficulty of a 8, just because you don't know what the culture is of the law here. All right, 1 success. You know enough to that if she's able to give these people the chance to speak for themselves, then that would probably also kind of you'd utilize that as her being the judge, which would mean, kind of help me out, Mark. You're a lawyer. What would be the purview of the rules, the law of what a judge would have to do? I'm trying to
Well,
think.
I mean, if this is a bench trial,
Yeah.
no, there's no jury. She's the one making the decisions. She would take evidence, take witness testimony. She'd weigh it as far as how she felt, whether they're truthful or not, and then she'd come to a conclusion based on obviously the law of I either believe you are guilty based on the witnesses, physical evidence that is found, or I believe it's insufficient. But also it's a matter of in our government, our system, it's beyond reasonable doubt. In other words, if there's a reasonable doubt,
Right.
you're free. We won't convict you. It has to be beyond that. So it really depends on what's their standard for for having a just conclusion.
Okay.
I mean, I think the tactics here are you ask the one who was noted to be the last one, or that saw her
Yeah.
being the last one to be alive. You
So
ask them if
basically,
they were there.
you're going to cross-examine her or this person is what you're doing. You're going to act like a prosecutor. You're going to ask them a series of questions. Most of the time, as a prosecutor, you want it to be yes, no. You want to control the conversation. The downside is one rule of any cross-examination is never ask a question you don't already know the answer to. We really don't have that here because we don't have all the facts.
But is what she telling us truth?
Well, you have to trust that the judge is telling you the truth.
She says, so go ahead, ask the question. Sorry.
I pointed to one. You said he is the last person to see her alive, correct? Is this true?
And she kind of she looks to the man in red, and she says, we had a fight. She left, and the next morning I was taken from my room, and she was dead, and she was in her room and she was somehow she was poisoned. And granted, we did drink last night, but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that her brother couldn't have given her something last night.
I mind speak to Bob. I'm like, if they were arguing about his woman being unfaithful, where's the where's the man she was being unfaithful with?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe there's a possibility that both of these men are innocent, and it's that other man who's at fault. Just to keep that in mind.
We'll ask I'll ask the blue. When was the last time you've seen your sister?
I saw her yesterday as well. But after that, I didn't see her. We were still working on the affairs of our father's estate.
So is it established with that answer that who's seen her last?
He was with her last night. I saw her yesterday afternoon.
And
it
it
was
was,
death by poison.
and it was poison. Yeah, that's the.
It could be slow acting. Doesn't necessarily mean anything.
I still want to know who the boyfriend is.
Yeah, has the lover been brought in?
The queen says, "The lover is my brother, and I know for sure he didn't do it. He's of noble birth." So remember, this is a social rules. This isn't a wits rule.
Yeah, so neither of these men are guilty. Like, and it doesn't matter. What matters is that one of them dies, or that one of them is shown guilty.
That's what matters.
That's my guess.
Just because he's rich, you guys are always hitting the top 1%. Always think as So, Mark, with your, you know for sure that these two, with your gift, these two didn't do it.
Okay. I'll relay that in my head to everybody else.
So that's what I just said.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm just confirming it.
And what Wu just groaned.
But somebody has to take the fall. I'm not sure I understand this.
Hey,
What if he just died?
First beer
Well,
figured it out.
The husband has to die because the husband is the competition for the boyfriend or for the brother.
It does make a certain kind of court intrigues kind of sense. Not bad for a backwoods boy.
I'm half white.
Does that
That's
make
the easy capacity for treachery, I understand.
So they were settling? So the other guy was settling some sort of affairs.
Their father died, and it was brother sister. They both inherited,
Mhm.
so the brother is the only one that inherits.
But
Okay.
but the important part is that
He'll be a rich ally.
right, exactly. And that the husband was the competition to the boyfriend. I'm sorry, the brother of the princess.
But isn't the 6th rank first spear an
Yeah.
incredibly honorable guy?
Mm-hmm.
This seems like a really unhonorable solution for someone whose honor they hold so high. Wise, maybe. Ruthless, yes. Honorable, not even a little bit.
Yeah, he's a Siberica, not a Shadow Lord. Keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah,
Truth above all else.
yeah. What would this honorable solution be here?
Would it be that they fight it out?
That's
Trial by combat.
I would agree with that. I look to the queen. I suggest a duel.
Is that what everybody thinks?
I don't think that's right. I think we need to invite the brother out and get a confess. The only way the queen will believe that the brother did it is if the brother confesses.
No, you mean the other lover.
The other lover, the queen's brother. Yeah.
The queen's brother.
The only way the queen will believe that the queen's brother did it is if the queen's brother confesses to doing it.
All right, who would have the highest charisma roll to convince the queen to have her brother come out and testify?
You Garu or not?
No, they probably just some sort of
Well,
spirit realm.
My die pool for charisma, I guess subterfuge would be 8.
I've got charisma, and I just got an extra dot of leadership because of the Woo song.
My charisma subterfuge is 3.
Yeah, mine's 4. So Kate, I think, is the. Yeah, depending if you want to go leadership or subterfuge, or maybe you guys want to work together.
Any charisma rolls you guys have, you guys can roll together if you want to.
So wait, Kate, how many do you have total?
My charisma subterfuge is 8.
Yeah, so my charisma leadership is 8.
Okay, why don't you both roll, and then you can kind of have the conversation, kind of helping each other out.
Yeah.
I will spend a willpower. What's the difficulty, Barney?
Difficulty of 7 for both of you.
And I'm also.
I wish they were Garu. I like that extra 5 dice.
Can I get a rage back, Barney?
You haven't spent any rage, have you?
I spent 1 rage to get.
So I got 4 successes, Barney.
Okay. Well, you haven't botched anything yet. You haven't failed a roll yet, have you?
No.
No. Okay. No.
So 2 successes.
2 successes. So 5 successes. Okay, guys, role play it out. Talk to the queen.
No, it's 6 successes total. Because I got 4 and he got 2.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Role play it out. How do you talk to the queen?
Your Majesty, I believe there's more to the story that needs to be told.
In what way?
Well, it's always important to get all the facts. Is it not? There is one other person that has facts. You know, if her lover could provide testimony against him, nodding to the husband, of threats he made, swears he made against her, undoubtedly she would have told her lover. Having him out here to speak would no doubt be beneficial.
You want to add to that, Chaska?
It would seem like the most appropriate thing for the court, and I kind of turn and wave like for the like referencing the people, or at least the kind of concept of the people. It would seem like the most honorable, important thing for the court that would all information, as Kate put it, be aired and judged appropriately.
She nonchalantly waves her hands and says, in order to find the guilty party, I think that'd be a good idea. And she kind of looks towards the side and where her brother sits there in white and says, "Come here, brother, and tell me what the last thing you saw was with the dead woman." Anybody want to do a gift and anything?
Oh, I'll do slip of the tongue on him too.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Truth of Gaia? Anybody have Truth of Gaia?
Yeah, I have Truth of Gaia, but that only works on Garu, correct?
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. All right. All right, do your slip of the tongue.
Yeah,
okay, so it's going to be what's his willpower?
5.
And I'll go ahead and spend another willpower.
Okay.
No, I guess it's not just a Garu thing. Sorry, I was actually thinking of my bite, but it's not my bite. So yeah, I can do Truth of Gaia as well.
Okay.
Wait a minute, that's not right. What did I put in? My manipulation is not a 1.
Intelligence, difficulty of the subjects.
Oh, are you in human form on your sheet?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, I did go back human. Thank you, Brian. I forgot all about that. That probably affected that other roll, too.
Go ahead and roll it again.
Yeah.
So, hey, Barney.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
need to know his manipulation subterfuge.
Royalty, manipulation, 3. I'd say 6.
Okay. 5 successes, Barney.
Okay.
So basically, I can get him to confess.
Yeah, Dale, it might save that if you have to spend anything on that. I think you have to spend a willpower, don't you?
It doesn't say. No.
All right. All right. So go ahead and you have to preempt it, right? Don't you, Kate?
We engage in conversation relating to the suspected crime. So
Okay.
I'll just say, so you were her lover, correct?
He says yes. Yes, I was.
And this is her husband. You knew him.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, of course. I've been hiding from him for a good 7 months.
She never left her husband for you, though, didn't she?
No, she wouldn't.
Did that bother you?
Of course, it bothers me. Well, no, not. Yes, at times.
Did you want her to be just with you, exclusive?
I did not like it when she would leave to be with her husband and her children.
It angered you.
It annoyed me how someone as pitiful as her would not want to be with me the whole time. I felt as though I owned her, and I didn't.
So what you can't possess often best destroyed, correct? Because who would want to be with you? It's insulting that she would go back to this peon rather than stay with someone like you. It had to tweak the pride just a little bit.
I'm a gorgeous specimen. Of course.
And you can't allow this sort of insult, this laughing stock that she would return to. I'll just look at the husband. This better just
He is nothing compared to me. That's why I'm sure he is the one to blame, the one that I would prefer to be put to death.
because he had what you wanted, but because she insulted you, she had to be punished as well, right?
It was just a mere drop of something I gave her.
Just stop and look at the queen.
I like that little inflection you gave at the very end. Something I gave her.
I know. I felt like I was in like Mystery Science Theater for a moment.
You see that the scene fades away. And you hear the Galliard speak again. He says, First Spear was able to easily, with his charisma and wits and his social acumen, was able to easily determine who killed the woman, much like all of you was able to discern. First Spear was also a great warrior of renown. You guys, as you guys walk out through, you come up to. It looks like you get to close to the top of the building. You see it's kind of opened up into almost like a dilapidated arena. You see that? You guys see that picture?
Where's it at?
To the right of the throne. Yeah, the
right
wolf
of the
throne. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Woo, when I'm dead, I want you to put together a museum like this.
You make it to 6th rank, and I'll do that.
I will give. I'll give this Galliard some credit. This is a menagerie.
Yeah, they're all over this guy's dick. Like none of the other tribes were so into their legend.
Caboose Batoon was disguised as a woman. He didn't want you guys to know that.
He was just wearing a dress, and he was crazy.
Whispering in your ear, "You guys don't like him, do you?" He says that many a time has he been able to defend our cairn and defend our people from great many beasts that have come through the Umbra, but none other greater beast that he was able to defend us against, other than the great. They say the great white beast of the north, who embodies something so powerful that comes from the realms of the actual Wendigo spirit. You guys hear chains rattling underneath the ground a bit, and you hear some hollering. We were being prepared for your arrival. So in order for you to, your final test, in order for you to gaze upon the glory of our great legend, you'll have to dispatch together one of these great beasts of legend from the umbral north. And I mind you that he has defeated countless number of these. And you see, you hear the shaking of chains and crashing out from underneath an underground pen. You see this beast that's about, I would say, like 30 feet long, probably as the height of a Growlin Krenos. You see this creature emerge from the depths.
Hey there. Make friends with it.
All right. Assuming Bob goes first because he's got Spear of the Fray.
Yes. What I will do.
Everybody else, roll your wits alertness.
Difficulty?
Difficulty of 4, right? Four, 2.
All right, I gotta go feed my dog. Give me a second.
All right.
I'm still rolling. Here it comes.
2. Did Enoch roll? Was that the okay? That was the 2 successes, I guess.
Barney, what's the willpower of this thing?
It's kind of a non-sentient beast. I'd probably say 4.
Okay. I'll do pack shield then. So it's everything. Well, it doesn't have to always come at me. But note that. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, opponents who have the. For us to scene, opponents take a dice penalty equal to the number of successes on the activation roll to any attacks that don't include me. So depending on how well I roll is how bad they do against other people. So charisma intimidation at a 4.
All right. Keep in mind, though, I mean, Brian wants to get 3 glory tonight, so.
Brian better get his ass into the fight then.
Brian should put the killing blow on while I slough off I soak it.
Soak it.
God damn it. Charisma intimidation. That's right. Okay, so they are, let's see, it's 5 successes. Let me read that one more time. So they have a 5 dice penalty. Any attack that doesn't include me.
Okay.
So everyone, you're welcome.
Mister, I've got a +9 to my soak.
I tell you that. I go, I'm drawing him to me. I'm going to soak as much as I can. Kill it quickly. So basically flank out. If
Go ahead. Go ahead. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
If Kate wants to stay behind for Mother's Touch type things, that's fine as well. But it's going to come at me.
I think we should take out its rear legs. Make it less mobile. We beat on it.
I can take it down.
Kate looks at you. Burning dog when we went to get Caboose.
I don't understand that, but yes.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
you
I
did
don't
fall-
think I understood that.
You did falling touch on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
You did
yeah. I've
falling
got
touch on
falling
that
touch
burning-
too.
On that burning dog.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys broke that game too. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I falling touch that guy.
Yeah, that's what Kate's reminding you of. It's like burning dog.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going. That was in the plans. That's what I was saying when I said I can take him down. That's what I was meaning. But Kate has initiative over Wu, so
Kate'll prove her fury nature and go right at the thing. Go in full Krenos and claws out.
Oh, I guess I should declare rage spending.
Yeah. Let me see. What was that rage? I'll spend 2 rage.
yeah, I'll spend 2 as well.
I'm spending 3.
All right. So, Sag, how many rage are you spending?
3.
3. Kate?
2.
2. Woo?
2.
2. And Chaska?
3.
3. All right. And so the combat order, if I get this right, it's Sag, well, Bob, Kate, Woo, and Chaska. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Bob's first because of his spirit of the fray. Yeah, then me.
Okay.
And then Chaska and I tied.
All right. Go for it. All right. Go for it, Bob.
The casting that is my first, unless
Okay.
you want me to do it before.
Okay. No, that's fine. Yep. You got that. All right. Then Kate, and you casted something?
Nope, I'm going Krenos and going straight at this thing.
All right. Go ahead. Roll Dex Brawl. And the successes you get on that, you'll keep that for the rest of the round.
Okay.
All right. Roll damage.
You don't get any bonuses with 3, right?
No. Anything over 3.
Luna's like, I'm here. The fight started. I'm here.
Five damage.
All right. Role play it out. Tell me what you do.
She's going as this thing comes in. I assume it's going right at Bob.
Yeah.
I'm going basically towards its throat and just protecting my lover.
Okay. All right. So you go straight for the throat, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You latch right on and go ahead, Wu and Chaska.
What's his stamina athletics?
Stamina athletics is it's a total of a 10. You can't go higher than that.
Well, you can. It's just
Yeah. If you're talking about a difficulty number.
Yeah, I'm talking about a difficulty number
Yeah,
to do
be
falling
10.
touch on it.
Yeah, 10.
All right. Well, I've got a little willpower left. Might as well use it.
I recommend spending quintessence.
I know, right? Can I spend quintessence? Can I spend gnosis like quintessence? Let me.
you do remember how you roll successes for 11s and 12s, right?
Where's my falling touch? 10. But remember, with my willpower, it counts as 2. So,
well,
but still,
2 successes at least.
2 successes on the will, and it only takes 1 to do falling touch.
Yeah. And it falls down for how long?
I think it just falls. It can get it can get up normally, however it would normally, but it would have to take a turn to get up.
Okay. All right.
And I would think a great big beast that's flat on its stomach would have a minus difficulty to claw.
All right.
Right? Wouldn't it? I would hope. If it's down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't attack, basically, it can't attack this round.
Yeah.
I'm climbing on its. When I see it fall, I'm climbing on its like ear.
Yeah.
And just slashing into its skull.
All right. Roll.
And claw. I have. I remember I launched my claws of frozen death early on. So. Where's combat? So claw difficulty is 6.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, and also willpower.
And your ice claws are still active,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's the claws of frozen death.
Yeah.
So 4 successes. Yeah, so 4 successes for clawing. And then my damage. Go to the claws of frozen death again. And is it +1?
Yeah.
4 successes?
Yeah. Okay, 5. Damn it. All right, role play it out. Tell me how you do it. Oh, you already did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I just jump on its head, and I'm just literally just slashing into its head.
Okay. Bob, your turn.
It's prone, right?
Yeah.
I will just. I guess I'm near the head.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull out the glaive and just slash it across the nose.
All right, roll. And as he's doing that, go ahead, Kate. Roll. Do your attack again.
So you said you want me just to keep the 3 successes all?
Yeah.
So just do damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
4. All right, Bob. And that's your okay. You roll. Okay, 3 successes. Roll damage, Bob.
Okay.
And go ahead, Woo and Chaska. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah. So is there a minus to the difficulty since it's a really big and it's lying flat on its stomach, or like a claw attack?
What are you doing? A claw attack?
Yeah. Basically, I was just gonna claw into its Kylindo claw right into its spine.
Yeah, I'll give it difficulty of a 5 for you.
Okay.
And
Are we doing additional attacks, or are we doing? I thought we were.
yeah, this is the next. You guys are spending your rage now. So go ahead and roll damage if you're doing the same thing, Chaska.
What did I get? I got.
You got 4 successes, so you roll your damage plus 1.
And
All right, Bob.
And claws are strength plus 2. Is that right, Dale?
Yeah. And go ahead, Bob. Roll play out. What do you do for the 7 damage?
I was just gonna kind of like take it across the nose like
Okay.
that, but hopefully with something that visceral, maybe sever some of the upper gum working, so the bite's not as awesome.
Okay.
6, 11. So
Whoa,
I
geez.
do a total of 17 damage to this thing at some point.
Oh, you're just rolling all. You're just finishing up your. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Seg. Roll your damage 2 more times, and same thing for Kate and Wu. Go ahead and roll 1 more time.
Three and 4. So 7 claw damage altogether for Wu.
Okay. And that's with your Kalindo, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
I rolled 4 and 4 and 7, but that's all silver.
All right.
If that matters, or just aggravated.
It's still aggravated. Jesus. Okay. And you said 17, Dale?
Yeah.
We're adding all our attacks together.
Yeah.
I
Can't do anything because you guys did the falling touch on it.
Yeah.
12 total with all the attacks.
All right. Bob, go ahead and. Oh, wait, he can't attack this round. Damn it. All right. Never mind. 7, 8. I got to start. Yeah. All right. All right.
Well, come on. These are the we've been playing these characters for a long time now. We've been hossing them up.
I know. All right. He groans, and after you guys just pretty much run it through a meat slicer, the thing just kind of groans and reaches out and tries to get up and attack Sag's character, Bob, and collapses in a unconscious heap of a bloody mess.
So should I be a dick and do falling touch on it? Because I can do that too.
Yeah, no, he's not. Yeah, he's
already dead, right?
Oh, he's done. Okay.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah. Wu lets out a victory howl for his pack.
You see, you hear the Galliard's voice. He kind of approaches towards the arena a bit, and you see a lot of the guards kind of get closer as well. And he says, "The 4 of you have proved your worthiness to stand in front of the glorious might of First Spear." And he motions. He opens up it's like a stone door to the edge. Right about where that gate is right there, almost like a monastery looking place. And you see inside the room, You see inside the room, it's lit with a lot of torches, and there's a very strong sense, and this kind of like puts Wu almost a little bit at ease. It's almost as a strong sense of incense around burning, very strong. And you see, you're gonna have to go down below the monster a bit. You see this man seems to be lying in basically his deathbed. A very very old man who you see there's some nursemaids around him, and you see the galliard kind of kneel before him.
Wu bows deeply.
I will show deference.
Same.
Absolutely.
Bob's the highest rank here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I defer to Bob to do the speaking.
Yeah, he's the elder.
Is he awake?
No, the galliard says he's
What?
he slipped into he has slipped into unconsciousness a couple of months ago.
Love the effort.
Came down here to show me I did something wrong.
That happens all the time.
That is so not what I said. I love the effort.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I didn't get all the mashed potatoes out.
Oh, see, what? Look at that. We're all married. We understand. He says he slipped into a coma a few months ago, and we're able to talk to him in dreams.
My chromosome gene. That is completely incapable of seeing details.
Oh.
That's right.
Okay, it's in a coma?
Yeah, he says he knows that you're here in the room, and he has agreed to help you all on your quest. If you and you see the galliard kind of grin, and he said, "The trials were my idea. He wanted you all to come straight up here and take him away, but we felt we wanted to make sure you were worthy of having one of our own sacrifice in the name of Gaia. We wanted to make sure that the people that were protecting his body were worthy enough to be in his presence."
I give him a nod. We were duly impressed.
Are you a ragfish or a galliard?
Bob said he was impressed too.
I was frustrated, but I wish something like this be erected for me someday.
Kate looks at you. I'll get to work on it.
All right, that is good. How about we have the galliard do that?
Well,
I think your version would be.
So just
ahead,
give him
say
mother's
it.
touch. Problem solved. We'll break the game. Give him mother's touch. Fix him right up.
He says, "We've welcomed your stagecoach now. It's outside. We have a litter made to carry a first spear down to your stagecoach."
We have many thirds aboard of the legend rank. They may be able to provide some assistance.
You see that some of the guards have their litter made, and they start to carry him out of the room. You see some people are visibly sobbing. You see the galliard, his eyes are full of tears. He's not crying. He's not sobbing, but his eyes give him away. And he puts his forehead on top of first bears, and it looks like they seem to be having a moment. And you see a few tears appear on first bear's eyes, his closed eyes, and seemed to be rolling down past his cheeks and onto the pillow that his head's being held on. But other than that, there's no motion at all of the legend.
When the Galliard guy is done, I'll go up to him. I'll put my hand on his shoulder, and I just let him know he'll have the death of a hero, and his name will be remembered in stories outside this camp. I promise you that.
He looks at you and he nods and he says, I know he will.
And write it down in your scrolls in case we don't come back. I grumble as I walk out.
And
I laugh. It's like who thinks we're gonna live?
Wu's like, well, Wu thinks he's gonna live.
and you guys carry him off into the stagecoach, and that's the episode. Woohoo!
You ride him like a sled through the snow. He would love it.
All right.